This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and in this video we're going to take a look at the EVERGOODS CIVIC Travel Bag 20 liter, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. Let's dive in. So the CIVIC Travel Bag 20 liter, or CTB20, is crafted from 420D high tenacity nylon 6. There are some other colorways that are 420D high tenacity nylon 6.6. We've used both these materials in testing EVERGOODS bags in the past, and they perform very well. Just a very good material. It's not nearly as heavyweight as some of the other brands who we consistently rate highly when it comes to materials. It's like, I mean, it's not lightweight, but it's lighter than like Cordura or something like that, but it just holds up very well in, light rain or just even taking it on a hike or urban adventures. It's a very nice material and it looks good too. So we've got YKK zippers on this pack. Again, a great brand, just what we've come to know from EVERGOODS. In testing this bag, I've tested so many EVERGOODS bags at this point, I kind of knew what to expect. And high quality materials, YKK zippers. We've got Duraflex hardware as well. Just really good materials and hardware is what I've come to expect from EVERGOODS, and this is just kind of more of the same from the brand. So everything is held up very well, and I expect it to continue holding up well. We have people in the office who've been testing EVERGOODS bags with the same materials, the same hardware for over a year, and they just continue to hold up and pretty much look exactly the same. And I think that that is great for longevity, especially because it's a more expensive backpack. So as you can see here, we have the EVERGOODS logo. If you're not familiar with EVERGOODS at all, this is their logo. It's basically a square with a diagonal line through it, but this is a hook and loop fastener, so you can attach a patch on there if you want to, or just leave it as is. I like patches, but I don't typically have Velcro patches, so I typically just leave it as is. Some people don't like the look of it, but I don't mind it. I think it kind of blends in, especially from a distance. You're not going to be able to tell that it's anything out of the ordinary. So I personally like it, but if you don't like it, you can throw a patch on there and you don't have to look at it. So we have two side pockets. As you can see, I have my water bottle stowed inside of one right now. This is a 40-ounce water bottle. It's not insulated, so your 40-ounce bottle, if it's insulated, might not fit inside. And it's really just barely fitting in here. So I wouldn't go I wouldn't go any larger than this. And one thing to note is that I don't have the pack completely fully packed right now. This is just how I've kind of been going to and from work with it. So if you have more gear inside of here, it's gonna be harder to get inside. And one thing to note too is something I noticed, and I don't know if it's just how I have the bag packed or typically pack the bag, I found it harder to get on this side, maybe because of the handle here. So it was more challenging, or sometimes I couldn't really get it in here at all on the other side of the bag. So just keep that in mind. But I also used this with a 12-ounce bottle and a 20-ounce bottle, and it did well with both of those. But talking about the handle, we have a handle on this side and a handle on the top part here. Easy to grab it. There's not really any padding or anything like that, but it's comfortable enough for just grabbing the bag. If you're holding it for an extended period, it might dig in a little bit, but overall it's pretty comfortable as far as side handles go. So as I mentioned with the materials and hardware, the harness system is pretty par for the course as well. We've got a back panel that's pretty well padded here, and there's a frame sheet behind there. I think it's made of HDPE, it's basically kind of like a hard plastic. And if you look closely, you can see we have very good aeration, especially for, like, when you see this from a distance, it just looks like a black nylon or something like that, but it breathes very well, especially for a black backpack. This is some of my favorite, I guess you just call it aeration systems of any backpacks that I've tested, are these from EVERGOODS. I really like them because, I don't know, there's something to be said about it being very well aerated, but also looking nice, and I don't really care too much about appearances, but it is nice to have that. We have pretty good padding on the shoulder straps as well. As you can see, they're curved to kind of fit to your body. They work well for me, but your mileage may vary. But pretty good padding. We get some similar aeration on there as well to keep you cool. I've ridden this, it's been very warm here in Michigan lately. I'm shooting this in April, end of April, but it's been very warm, and I've been riding my bike with this, and just it really performs quite well. So we have a sternum strap here on a rail, or not on a rail like usual, it's on a ladder system. So it's a little bit harder to switch from one area to the next, but it's not gonna move once you're there, which I do like if you're doing more, outdoor activities and stuff like that. So pretty happy with that. No hip belt, but again, I didn't really expect there to be. It's a smaller 20-liter backpack. And we do have let me get this kind of out of the way here, a luggage pass-through right here. So you can put this on your rolling luggage. So if you don't want to carry it through the airport and you have some rolling luggage, you can just set it on there. One thing to note is that it will be like this when you have it on your rolling luggage. Obviously these will be kind of out of the way, but it is horizontal, not vertical, so just keep that in mind. If you're finding this video helpful, make sure you throw a like on the video, drop a comment down below about what you'd like to use this backpack for, and subscribe to the channel so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. Sorry, struggling through that this morning, but as you can see, So I was cycling this bag yesterday, and when I was cycle with this bag, I like to have the sternum strap a little bit higher. And right now it's a little bit higher than I would like to use it for just walking around, but I didn't move it around. And that's one of the drawbacks of this ladder system. And also if you have to wear a mic at work to record videos, it's dangerously close to the microphone. So sorry for the little bit of audio hiccup there when I grabbed it, but just something to think about. So the pack is pretty, I mean, it's a 20-liter pack, but it does feel a little bit bigger than other 20-liter packs that I've tested. I know every single brand kind of computes their capacity differently. So it's not huge. It doesn't feel absolutely massive on my back. It only comes down to about right here, which isn't, it's about pretty average as far as backpacks go, but it does just feel a little bit bigger than other 20-liter packs that I've tested. I also feel like I can fit more gear inside of this one than other 20-liter packs I've tested, so it kind of goes both ways. But a very comfortable experience. It just does what it's supposed to do and does it comfortably. So for a 20-liter pack, we have quite a few different pockets to stow gear inside of, and I didn't find myself using all of them just for general going to and from work, but I can kind of explain to you what I would use them for travel, and I took a road trip and what I used them for while I was traveling like that. So this top front pocket here, I have some cat food stowed inside of right now because we have some ferals at our house, and before or after work I go feed the cats, but this is a perfect spot for that because it does have a pretty good amount of depth to it. I know cat food's a strange thing to show depth with, but a pretty good amount of space there. And as you can see, we don't have any organization or anything like that. You can see kind of the footprint on the bottom there of how wide it is. So over-ear headphones work well in here. I was able to fit my Audio-Technica headphones inside of here. Not a great place for like little things because they're gonna get lost without organization, but it's a pretty good like quick access gear that's a little bit larger that you can't fit in some of the other pockets that don't accommodate larger gear like the yoke pocket at the top, which I will get into in a little bit. So on the front side, we have a long pocket like this as well. And I like this pocket because if you sling the bag onto your shoulder and bring it up to your front, you can access this, and the organization inside is oriented towards that. So as you can see, there's pockets on this side and a pocket here as well, a zippered pocket. So you can get to your gear pretty easily because the pockets are oriented towards you when you flip it to your front. So I've just got my wallet stowed inside of here right now. Nice to be able to access that quickly. You can also put your phone in here or snacks, whatever you want to stow inside of here. We got a key leash as well. Our little, I like that it's red so you can see it more easily. But we have probably a medium-sized pocket. That's where my wallet was. And then a smaller pocket over here, which is good for pens, pencils, whatever you want to stow inside, maybe a stylus or something like that. Then we have this zippered pocket over here, which is a good place to stow. Like if you know you're not going to be using your wallet, it's probably better to put it there so it's not going to bounce around or anything like that. You can put your passport in there. Really anything you want to lock down. I actually put some coins in there just because I had some spare change and didn't want it in my pocket, so I throw it inside of here. And you've got an okay amount of space on the front here, but if you put any large items in here, it's going to kind of make the backpack look a little bulky. So just kind of, I guess, keep that in mind. It's not the end of the world if it has a little bit of a bump on the front. Just something to think about when you are packing. So on the top up here, we have the yoke pocket, which I was just trying to grab it here, but it's actually up here. So this is a staple of EVERGOODS bags. It's kind of things that I would normally keep in my pockets or maybe not have a place for, I put in the yoke pocket because obviously if they're in my pockets, I want somewhat quick access to them. And so instead of bogging down my pockets, I can put more things in my pockets or have nothing in my pockets, which is what I prefer. So right now I've just got my phone stowed inside of there. But as you can see, it's a pretty big space. So you could put sunglasses in here, phone, wallet, if you want really quick access to them, AirPods, really whatever kind of gear you want to stow inside of there, you can. And I really like this pocket. It's not a pocket I think about when I'm testing EVERGOODS bags, but I always use it, and it's almost probably the most used pocket other than the main compartment on this bag for me personally, because you can just fit a really wide variety of items inside of there. But moving down the pack, we have the laptop compartment on this side over here. So a very versatile laptop compartment in my personal opinion. So sometimes on different bags that I've tested, the laptop compartment does one thing only, and that's for the laptop, and that's great. But sometimes you have other flat items that don't necessarily have a home inside of a pack, whether that be a book or a notebook or some documents or something like that. Like if you still have paper documents you need for something, it can be challenging knowing where to put those, or sometimes if you put them in the laptop compartment, when you pull in your laptop in and out during the day, you're gonna like damage those items. So inside of this laptop compartment, we have this space for the laptop, which you can stow inside of here. It's got pretty good padding. I never felt like my laptop was gonna be in the way or anything like that. in the way is the wrong word. In danger is what I was trying to say there. I'm not sure why I said in the way. So you have your laptop stowed there, and then we have an entire area here where you can stow more flat items. So in theory, you could put just an entire another computer here. You don't have as much padding on this side, but you have the HDPE plastic on this side, so you're getting protection from that and the back panel. So you have quite a bit of space to stow another computer, a tablet, a book, whatever inside of there. And so that stuff can stay out of the main compartment, and you have more room for gear in there, which is where we're going right now. So we have a large opening here, so you can just flip it open like this, which is very handy. As you can see, I just have my some of my daily essentials in here right now. I've got my toiletry pouch, I have my tech pouch, and I have another packable bag that I am testing. So moving all of that to the side, you can see just a big open area here. We have a stretchy mesh on this side, and I have another EVERGOODS pouch that I've been testing. There's nothing in here right now because I took this stuff out and it had to be for shooting, so there's nothing inside of here right now. But you can like slide a tablet inside of here, a book or something like that, just things you kind of want to lock down, but it's not the most, like, as you can see from this upper angle, it's not the tightest mesh, so you're better off with like larger items. Like if I were to stow my toiletry pouch inside of here, it's going to kind of hold on to that and make it so it can't move around so much. And so for toiletries, that might make sense because you don't want, I mean, obviously you have your toiletries in containers, but containers break. So it's nice to have it so it's not moving around a ton. On the lid here, we have some organization. We have a large mesh pocket here so you can see what's inside of here. If you're traveling with this, good place for socks and underwear and stuff like that. You can see them. It's also going to help it breathe. So clean's probably better, and then maybe if you want to throw some dirties up here so it doesn't breathe as well. But up here we have, obviously you can't see what's inside of here, and I have a Nightcore battery bank and a dongle for my computer. And we do have a little bit of organization inside of here. We've got these two pockets here, but overall not a ton of organization inside of this main compartment, but I kind of like that because I can fit larger items inside of there, and then I can organize the bag with the two pockets that are there or the pockets that are all around the pack. So there you have it, the EVERGOODS Civic Travel Bag 20 liter. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker. Your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.